And rather than, run around looking for a small hill to completely get rid of. Oh, here we go. Treasure chest. Hello my Vikings, welcome back to the channel and happy Tears Day. This is my lovely cat Tengu, and today on Valheim we are going to be doing a little bit of treasure hunting. There are multiple buried treasures around the world, and there's a few of them around our camp. So today we are going to do some hunting, do some digging, and hopefully find some treasure. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna put you down now. Okay, so we are back in game. My cat did not want to not be with me, so he shall be joining us. It is currently night, so we're gonna rest, make it day, grab some food, grab our new pickaxe. Ooh! You stand at the prow of a leaping ship, the salt spray before you, and a joyful shriek, and it's gone. That's what I get for not paying attention. Are you going to do this the whole video? He's going to do this the whole video. Alright, so we've got the pickaxe on us. We need some food. I think 3 should be plenty for now. They're both about the same, but we find raspberries far more often. Alright. So, I've done a little bit of looking around, and I found a couple of... No pulling on the beard. I found a couple of buried treasures nearby. So we're going to start with these over here. Now, there's actually a couple of interesting things that I've found. And the first one... What are you doing? Okay, so the first one is... Around the world you'll find little things like this. Just a couple of small standing stones and not much else there. But if you dig underneath it, you will find... Ow! Claws. Cat. Claws. No, we're not doing this. Oh. He's a loving cat, and I love him to death. But he hurts. So, if you dig through the capstone, or the top stone, you'll find skeletal remains. And it's a nice, easy way to get some bone fragments early on into the game. So this is one of the buried treasure locations that I am immediately aware of. So this is a burial ship, essentially. So what we're going to do is... Well, we're going to do this the best way I know how. We are going to, real quick, chop down some saplings and a tree. And we are going to build a small shed for a workbench so that while we're digging this up, there we go, we can repair our pickaxe and not have to make a dozen or so trips back to base. And that log is not sure where it wants to go. Okay. So each of these logs, well, each tree produces 2 logs, and each log gives about 10 wood. So you need 10 wood for the workbench itself. And then you need to frame it, and arrow to the face. So then you need to frame it. So you need... I'd say you don't need a ton of wood, but you'd need some. So we're gonna chop down 2 trees, and that should be plenty. Okay, which way? Which way is it going? It's going that way. Oh, good. It missed the deer. Alright. So we've got some extra deer meat. So you always need to be careful when you're chopping down trees in this game, because there's a chance every time you chop one down that it will fall directly on top of you. And it's not exactly a fun thing to have to run back to where you were cutting down a tree to get your stuff. Alright, so we've got our wood. Let's throw down a simple shed right here. Now this is not going to be fancy, it's just going to be quick, nitty-gritty, just enough for us to do repairs, and that's it. Just like that. And there we go. So now we can get started. So one thing I like doing with this is before I start digging the major sections, I will dig out the outline, just that I know the rough area ahead of time before I start digging heavily into it. And sometimes you'll find the treasure this way very, very quickly. Now, I would not tell anyone to do this in the real world, ever. Burial sites are sacred things to just about every culture there is in the world. But in the game here, I highly recommend, once you've plundered the grave site and taken everything of value, keep the location marked, because all of these stones that are around the burial area, they're all harvestable. So you can get up to the stone cutter portion. I honestly don't know what the workbench is called. I think it's stone cutter or masonry table or something like that. But once you get to that point, you need a crap load of stone for just about everything you do. And rather than, run around looking for a small hill to completely get rid of... Oh, here we go. Treasure chest. We've got some fire arrows and some amber pearls. We're going to take those. So the amber pearls have a value. So they are 10 value each. So it has a value of 20 right there because there's 2 of them. So as I was saying, rather than running around trying to find all of the stones in the world like these, or find a small hill that you can just carve away with a pickaxe to gather stone, you can instead go back to one of these plundered sites and completely dig up all of the stones that are here. Now, we've already found the treasure, but I'm still going to keep digging for 2 reasons. One, sometimes it's not that there's more than one chest necessarily, but there might be more things. Like there could be some skeletal remains, and that's a good way to get some bone chips or bone fragments. There could be just coins that were buried somewhere in the vicinity. Stuff like that. So we're just gonna do a little bit more digging and see what we can find. Ah, just like that. Where'd it go? Skeleton remains. Alright. So, I don't know if there's anything else in here. I honestly don't. But repair our pickaxe, and we're actually going to dig down a little bit more. But that can get pretty boring, so I'm going to do that just as a quick time lapse, and we'll come back once I've dug through. I'm going to start on this end, work my way to the other, and it's just going to be quick, simple, and we are going to see if we can find anything else. Alright, so we are back at base. We're going to make a quick drop off here. So we found 3 more amber pearls and 1 more skeleton remains within that buried area. So that is a pretty good start. We've done a quick repair. I've dropped off everything. We're keeping our food on us, and we're keeping enough wood to make another workbench and shed for it. So now we're going to head off to spear these guys. Ow! Take that. And that. Missed. All right. Come on, you want some? Take that. Alright, so here we are. This is another sunken ship, buried ship, whatever you want to call them. I've already built our work shed, so let's see what we can find. Alright, so we found some rubies and some more amber pearls. The rubies are worth 20 each. So very nice, very nice. And we are not about to just leave that wood laying around. Alright, I'm pretty sure this one's tapped out. Okay. Okay. Well, I know this wasn't a super exciting episode, but I actually think that we're going to call it about here. But real quick, one thing that I learned from a YouTube video is when you see a structure like this, if you want to, you can harvest it. And to do so, you don't need to chop it down or anything like that. You plop down a workbench, and you can just take the whole thing apart and get 100% of the wood that went into building it. And boom. Just like that. Look at that, 50 wood. Not bad. So, before I head back inside, one thing that I kind of wondered about for a while when putting this base together was, do I need stairs or a ramp or anything like that to get in? And the answer is no. If you have a full bar of stamina, you can run full sprint at the wall and then hit jump while you're sprinting, and you can jump up the raised ledges. It's very handy, it's very convenient, and it has worked out great. That's where I was putting stone. Okay. Well, everyone, like I said, this is where we're going to leave this one off. This has been an interesting day. I know we didn't exactly get a whole lot of excitement, but we found some buried treasure, and we didn't die, so that's always a nice thing. So we are going to take our treasure and we are going to stow it away right here in our little treasure trove. So let's see, what do we got? So that's 40, that's 10, so that's 50 total. 50 plus 70, that's 130, and then 61 right there. So we've got a decent chunk of change, almost 200 gold worth of stuff. We need a lot more for when we eventually find our merchant and buy some of the stuff that we need there. I've been going back and forth on loading up one of those maps where people have just found the merchant ridiculously fast, very, very easily. I kind of want to find the merchant in our world, but at the same time, I don't want to not have access to a merchant until the end game. Like, what if the merchant is on the other side of the map from where we're at? We're never going to find him until the end game, and that's a very, very long time, and it's very, very boring throughout the whole thing. So I think I will start up a merchant map and just get to the merchant so that we can trade in some of our supplies for some of the stuff there. I know he has a it's essentially a headlamp. It's a headdress that glows with a light shining in front of you, which would be incredibly handy for when we start going through crypts and tombs, because then I don't have to worry about carrying a torch with me, and then you guys can see everything as it's happening. So, oh, you know what? I just realized something. We might have enough bone fragments now to make a deerskin cape. Let's see if we can. We do! That's awesome. and deer hide cape. Score. Let's put it on. Oh, look at that. We look stylish now. Okay, we definitely look medieval. We definitely look medieval now. Alright everyone, that's where we're going to call it for today. This has been a lot of fun to put together. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe for future content, comment down in that comment section, and we will see you in the next one. This is CS the Viking Gamer, signing off. Remember everyone, victory or Valhalla.